for the night, and we're very grateful for all of those who ran for office, and so we're very thankful for your time and effort, and ask that each and every one of you work hard to get all Republicans elected come November. Let me tell you that one of the things that we're very fortunate about, we're very fortunate to have such a qualified candidate to run for mayor. A man that has a tremendous amount of experience in holding office, a man of high integrity with business background, and certainly knows what the needs of Evansville are. It is a great pleasure that I have the opportunity to introduce the next mayor of Evansville, Lloyd Winnecke.
Thank you. What a great night. It took a little longer than we expected to get the results. Wow, what a it's been humbling, and I'm most grateful for everyone's support and everyone's attendance tonight. Carol, why don't you come up? She's the brains behind the organization, and we can't look at each other because we'll both start crying. But Carol and I divided up the city evenly today.
I want to know how I did.
Not that we're competitive at all, but I took wards 1, 3, and 5. She took 2, 4, and 6. So I'm sure she'll have the breakdown by precincts tomorrow as to who had the better turnout. But Carol is a tremendous supporter. I could not do this. I mean, this is really a family commitment. This is not just one person putting their name on a ballot. It's a family commitment. Carol's commitment, my mom and dad's, my daughters, my son-in-laws, sisters, aunts and uncles, a great army of volunteers, the Barbaras, Keller, and Studwell. Oh my gosh, the killer bees. I mean, they are like tremendous. Barbara Studwell is like taking over the world. Thank you, Barbara. Jim, really appreciate you being out of the house, too. Today, Ted Zemer drove me around. Ted is the champion of the fundraising campaign, and I can tell you there's no one better to help raise money than Ted Zemer. Carol's official drivers today were Russ Lloyd and Harold Calloway and Sean, right? And Sean. So Carol, she had like multiple drivers and multiple drivers, and as in her golf bag, multiple drivers. But I appreciate Russ, Harold's, and Sean's support. I mentioned my mom and dad. They're here and they're very supportive. They worked at the Helfrich Park Precinct for us today. They were down making calls yesterday, and anyway, they're very committed to my success. Probably the funniest story of the day, and there were just a few, but the funniest story was at Plaza Park. We started the day at 6:30 in the morning, 6 a.m. And about 7:20, a young man, I would guess he was in the 5th or 6th grade, gets out of his car. His dad dropped him off, and Ted says, "Boy, you're here awfully early for a 2-hour delay." And this little guy looks up at Ted and goes, "A 2-hour delay?" And Ted goes, "Yeah, your school doesn't start for 2 hours." The guy digs in his backpack, picks out his cell phone, he dials his number and calls his dad. His dad had gotten out of the parking lot, turned around and came back. That kid really needed that extra 2 hours of sleep. Anyway, that was the way our day started, with a little levity, and that was great. Governor Daniels is fond of saying that campaigns, especially for Republicans in Indiana, are never about simply winning. They are a means to an end, the beginning of truly working hard to govern. And I like that philosophy, and I think it's very applicable to the campaign that we're about to embark on tonight. This is an important election for Evansville and its future. I would tell you that I think Evansville in 2011 is at a crossroads. And our campaign will endeavor to do, what it will endeavor to do over the next 6 months, is put before the voters a very clear path. We will offer our neighbors a roadmap for the city, one that will lead us to the next decade, and through this decade and into the next, by making Evansville a destination for job creation and growth. We will offer our neighbors a roadmap that protects the best aspects of our quality of life and improve upon those that need to be improved upon. We will offer our neighbors a roadmap that provides lean, effective government and keeps spending and taxes under control. We will offer our neighbors a vision that provides a roadmap that provides a clear vision for a safe community. And finally, we'll offer our neighbors a roadmap that puts people and principles before politics. Because this campaign is simply not about winning on November 8th, though that is a requirement. This campaign is going to be about what we will do with the trust that the voters place in us and how we will govern if we are chosen by our neighbors to lead Evansville in the years to come. This is an important election for the city. I've learned many lessons today, and I think anyone who worked the polls have. We know we need to engage our volunteer base more so than ever for the fall. We know that we need to create a compelling message for the voters. We need to come up with a strategic plan that is better than our opponents. And finally, we need to execute on that plan to win in November. The highest honor we have is winning. But the best part, actually, that's one honor, but the highest honor is truly being able to govern for the city, governing the city in the years to come. I can't tell you how grateful I am for all of your support, for the team that will be behind me. I'm ready to get to work, and let's go get them in November. Thank you, everyone.
And you got 92. That's a big deal.
Marcia says I should remind everyone that I got 92% and my opponent got 58%. Let's get the city council candidates up here for a little photo op. Everyone's going to be on the team in November. Michelle. Where's Brent? Brent's still